Welcome back to Reliving Retro. This is Season 6, Episode 6. And today we have a very special guest joining us, and I'll allow him to introduce himself. Go ahead.
Hello.
What's up?
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, everyone? My name is Mike Wright. I am one of the hosts of the Fantasy Footballers podcast and Spitballers podcast. But mostly, if you've heard of me, it's probably because of the Footballers.
I was going to say, don't forget the Spitballers, bro. Like, very good show.
Hey, it's a good show, but I'm biased due to being on it.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, so I'm going to ask you a couple getting to know you questions for those that don't know you. Most of these are going to be video game related, and if you don't mind, what was your introduction to gaming?
My intro, so like a tiny bit of in television over at the cousin's house, but then like the real, where like very, very strong nostalgic warm memories was at the cousin's house. They got an NES and playing like the triple game, playing the Mario Duck Hunt, track meet.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was kind of like, that was my way in. And I always wanted to play Mario. Like they would have a couple other games, and I'm like, dude, let's just Mario, man. This is the greatest thing I've ever done in my life. And then eventually, a couple years or whatever the timeline was, the parents got me an NES for Christmas one year, and then it was just off to the races. And it's been, a pretty foundational part of my life. Not as much now because I'm old and have 3 children, but all the way up through my mid-20s was, just fanatical gamer.
Awesome.
Nice.
So that being said, what are some of your favorite types of games to play, like your favorite genres?
So growing up, the point and clicks adventures or the graphic adventures, whatever you want to call them.
Nice.
But like Maniac Mansion on the Nintendo was the first one. That's the one that got me in.
Yeah,
and got me super hooked on the idea of this genre. And then I would just stumble into games because back then it was no internet. You either had a friend who told you about it. Maybe it was in Game Pro or Nintendo Power or something like that. But you would just go to computer stores or geek stores that had any type of game, and you would find it on the shelf, and you go, "Oh, well, what's this?"
Yeah.
And I remember like just lurking Best Buy because I had no idea when games were coming out, if they were coming out, and then when I spot a new one, I grab it, immediately look at the back and see what the interface was, and if it was a point and click, I would freak out. I would scramble up as much change as I possibly could. I'd figure out a way to buy it.
Right.
But those were my favorite, just absolute favorite type of games growing up. But first person shooters, I've played a good amount, and have had pretty heavy fighting game moments, like where I competed at Evo a couple times. Never made. I got really, really close to getting out of the pools one year, but never made it out. Just really, I would say like everything except for RTS, I've been at least part of my life like really into it. RTS, they're okay. It was never really my thing.
Gotcha. So not
Nice.
Not like a big like Civilization. Did you like that? That's more like a simulation game.
No,
Not a big fan.
I've played it, had it, and did some stuff over Xbox Live on it and everything, but no. And then of course, losing multiple years of my life to MMORPGs.
World of Warcraft.
Yep. It was City of Heroes was first.
Okay.
And
Nice.
And then World of Warcraft stole 2 or 3 years of my life.
Well, you're lucky. It's only 2 or 3.
I was gonna say you should count yourself lucky.
You got out easy, man.
Only a couple. That's not bad. Were you ever like a Diablo guy?
No, I just the dungeon crawlers, right?
Yeah.
No, that's one I could never find myself getting into.
Gotcha. What are some games that you've been playing lately?
Oh, lately is very little time for Dad to play his own games. But I have played like the Spider-Man games. I'm like halfway through Spider-Man 2, just
Nice.
chipping away at it, which I don't think I've played in months now, but it's fantastic. But I actually game quite a bit with my kids, and we play Fortnite, which
nice.
I get it. Like when I was outside of Fortnite, this is the stupidest thing, and now that I play, was 0 builds. Get that building. Good Lord.
Get out of here.
I don't know what those
Absolutely.
I don't know what people are doing playing builds. Like,
no.
That's a level that I can't comprehend at my archaic age. But no builds I love it. It's like it's an incredibly good game.
It is.
And
it is.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it gets crapped on because it's so popular, but dude, they have built a really, really strong game, and they're very smart. The people running that are very smart at stealing my money.
Absolutely.
Because I want things, and then because I get things, then my kids think they deserve to get something. Like, well, Dad, you just got a new skin. I'm like, yeah, okay, fine. And then now I'm just buying 4 copies of every skin.
Yep.
Brutal.
Yeah, I have 2 accounts, one for myself and one for my daughter, and the new Avatar skins just came out, and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to buy those on both accounts, aren't I?
When did, like today?
Within the last week, they're still up in the item shop.
Are you talking like the game like the movie Avatar?
No, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, yes, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I don't remember the Na'vi running around in Fortnite. But yeah,
that would be
so
pretty dope, though.
They'll get there though, I'm sure.
Yeah, yes, all the new Avatar stuff. Which, holy crap, waterbending. Let's
yeah, it's a little OP.
Let's nerf that bull crap, please.
Waterbending is a little OP. Yeah, earthbending could use a little bit of a bump because I
never pick it up.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's awesome. So real quick, we're just going to do a little this or that. No explanation needed. Just which one do you prefer? Nintendo or Sega?
Nintendo.
Xbox or PlayStation?
Just as a whole?
Yep, just all time. He had to have one only.
Oh my god.
I know that one's harder. I feel like
that's brutal.
It's really hard.
That's brutal because PS1 and 2 I was locked in there.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was locked in on 360.
Agreed.
Which I think I own more 360 games than any other console.
It's a good time too. The Xbox 360 games are blowing up right now in price.
Oh, are they?
Yep.
Well, I get something I should have known because I like over COVID, I finally like dealt with my game collection because it takes up so much space. So I made the heartbreaking decision of I dumped all the cases and just I kept all the CDs. So I have them all, like in the old school
binder,
big old thick binder. I have a whole bunch of those, but I was just like the storage of the cases is too much. So my disc is probably not worth very much. But anyways, and then I've flip flopped. But I guess if I have to pick one, I'll go PlayStation.
Okay, that's totally fair. Now you didn't mention survival horror, but I tend to ask people this one a lot because I think I'm on the wrong side of it. Resident Evil or Silent Hill?
Resident Evil.
Oh, still on the wrong side. Okay. WWF or WCW?
Ooh. Now that is an excellent question. When I had my wrestling phase, I was diehard everything. So I consumed everything, all Raw, all Nitro, Thunder, just all the pay-per-views, everything that they put out. I was obsessed. But I think you got to lean with the WWF. I like the brand a little bit more. Or WWE, whatever.
Right. Yeah, same. TMNT or Power Rangers?
Oh, Ninja Turtles. Come on now.
I figured that one was going to be easier.
That was not even a hard one.
Got the whole Foot Clan thing, kind of named it after. Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network?
I guess Nickelodeon, because I have all those warm childhood fuzzy feelings where Cartoon Network was like that was Adult Swim. So I mean, it's my love of that brand is Adult Swim. It's not Cartoon Network.
Yeah, it's funny. It's similar for me, where it's Adult Swim and Toonami for Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I was late to the anime game, and I'm still not super like versed. It's one of those things where it always seems interesting to me, and then people are like, "Oh, great! Here, check this out." I'm like, "Oh, how many episodes are there?" There's 5,200. You're like, "Okay, well, guess I'm out."
Yeah.
No cliff notes on One Piece, I guess.
But my middle boy, he is just rifling through Dragon Ball Z right now.
Awesome.
That's my favorite one, and honestly, my preferred way to watch it is Dragon Ball Z Abridged, the online series.
What do they do?
It's just way funnier, and they just cut all the fat.
Okay, I was wondering, do they cut out like this whole episode was charging, and we can skip over it?
Yeah, I rewatched Dragon Ball Z recently with my daughter, and I was like, I swear to God, Gohan's gonna fight Cell this episode, and no, it was like 3 episodes later. It just takes so long. It's crazy.
Did you watch One Punch Man?
I haven't. Nope.
Okay, so the One Punch Man is sensational.
Is it?
Oh my God, it's so good.
I got to get to that one then. I have 2 more for you. What's a better day, NFL kickoff or your League of Record draft day?
Draft day.
Yeah. Okay.
Draft day, but I mean, kickoff day is only one game, which is fantastic. But
true. I guess I meant that whole week. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, if you put the whole weekend in, it's still the draft because the kickoff weekend is good because of the draft.
That's a good point. Yeah, I guess because if you didn't have fantasy, you'd only care about the Cardinals, right?
Yeah, mostly. I mean, before I was super hardcore into fantasy, I would still watch island games, most of the island games, like some Monday night,
right, Thursdays,
and Thursday. But I wasn't glued to a couch for 12 straight hours or whatever it is on Sunday.
Right, yeah, exactly. All right, last one here. Movie-based video games or video game-based movies?
Both are terrible.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah. I heard Fallout's pretty good though, the new show.
Yeah, I just started and through one episode, pretty happy with it. So a movie based video game or a video game based movie. I guess I will. They're so bad. They're both generally so bad. I'll take the video games based off of the movie because it was no matter what, it was always exciting, and you would think this is the time they're going to give me a good video game.
We got GoldenEye out of it at least.
Yeah.
GoldenEye's
there's a couple hits on both sides.
Yeah, the Mario movie's pretty good.
That's true too.
What, the OG?
No, not the one from '93. Yeah, the recent one.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. All right, that's it for the getting to know you portion. I just want to thank you again for coming on, and let's get to the game that we played. And we played Super Smash Brothers for the N64. Now, before this month, right before this week here, Yizer, did you ever play the game?
I never played the first one. No, I never did it.
No, because
how old are you guys?
I'm 34. Yeah.
Okay, that definitely makes sense.
Yeah, I did play it as a kid. Yizer missed out on that era, I think, because you had 2 older brothers that kind of dominated the video games in your house, right?
Yeah, I didn't really play much 64 other than like multiplayer games at other people's house.
And Mike, obviously, you have quite a bit of experience with this one.
I mean, my name on your video here says it all. The GOAT Fox player. I we had, I think, 2 full summers. Somehow it's stretched into 2, where me and my crew, it was basically what we did. We would, I live in Arizona, so we grew up in, once
Indoors.
in summer. it's impossibly hot. So you're either in the pool or you're inside playing video games.
Yeah.
And so it would be swim, get out, eat lunch, play Smash Bros for what, I don't know, like a 6-hour stretch or whatever, whoever's parents' house you're at, but like their rules they would allow you to play, maybe swim a little more and then play all night long. So yeah, I played a lot.
Now, did you have to fight anybody for Fox, or, I mean, I know you can more than one people can be Fox. Yeah.
No, it was people could be whoever they were, but trying to think through it. I think one of my buddies, he mained Fox, so we would have that. But other than that, everyone had was all over. Where there was we had a Samus, a Captain Falcon, a Kirby, and so the other Fox. I'm trying to remember who else would have gotten mained. Probably Donkey Kong, but
gotcha.
That's off the top of my head.
Now, is Fox someone that you've stuck with through all the Smash Bros, or have you switched it up at all?
So I really haven't played the newer ones very much. Like Melee, that came out kind of in the transitional to adulthood years for me. So most of my crew, they all went to college and they went down to U of A, and I moved out to California for a year, moved back to AZ. So I was pretty separated from them. And this is, there's not online yet.
Right.
And so it was so different in the feel and just the mechanics and how the controller worked. And I was so good at Smash 64 that it was frustrating.
Yeah, discouraging to make the switch.
Yeah, to be so good at one game. But I played an okay amount of that one. And then what was the one on the Wii called?
Brawl,
yeah. That one it never caught on because we were all playing Halo 3. So that was the online game of choice for all of us. So just played it very, very, very little, and then still I don't even think I've loaded the Switch version. So it's most of my Smash career was, or all of it really, was the 64 version.
Gotcha. That's cool, because nice. I feel like more cases than not, you see people have Yzer's story where they missed out on Smash 64 and they start with Melee because that was the one that really kind of blew up. All right. So I played this game a lot when I was a kid. I definitely beat it. I beat it on stream this past week. And I mean, beat it, it's weird, right? Because you can get through the game in 15 minutes or so, but I unlocked all the characters. That's what I would consider beating a fighting game like this, is unlocking all the characters and stuff like that. So
you weren't chasing high scores or anything?
Not this week, no. But me and my brother used to do that, where we used to try and get the fastest race to the finish, or the fastest to break all the targets and stuff like that. Yeah, we used to do that all the time as kids. It was crazy.
Oh, we had it, man. I was I had it down pretty well on very hard, where and back then, I mean, again, really early days of internet. So I would just tell everyone I had the highest score possible.
Yeah.
And there was, what was this? There was a group called Twin Spires, Twin Galaxy, something like that. And they, at least at that time, I don't know if they still exist, but they were kind of the keepers of the high scores, and whatever they had posted there, I had a better score than it. So it's just well, no, I have the best high score in the entire world. And then because I was coming on here, I was like, man, people have to have crushed, now that you can learn tricks and stuff just from the internet. It's not just you have to figure everything out.
Right.
And I went and watched some dude played it on very easy, and because you can basically get half of the opponents to jump off the edge themselves, and you get huge points for it. So I saw a really, really high score that definitely crushed mine, but it was obnoxious because I'm like, you're playing the game on very easy. Put it on very hard.
Yeah.
Let's see how good you are.
Yeah. There should be different, different score settings or whatever for different difficulties, and that's crazy though.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit up story. There's not much of a story in this game, but we'll start with it. All right. You know what's funny is I actually gave story a 3.5, simply for the fact that
out of 10 or 5?
Out of 5. Out of 5. And the reason being is because I found out about all of like the whole idea is like the kid is playing with the toys and stuff like that.
Yes.
And then Sakurai, the creator of the game, has like come out and said that he is like the kid. Like the whole idea is like he's the kid, and I don't know.
Is he the
I thought
final boss too, dude? His hand, the kid's hand?
Yeah, he's the
Makes
hands,
sense.
right?
Master Hand. Is that right?
Yep, Master Hand. Yep. And then I mean, obviously in other iterations you have Crazy Hand and stuff like that, but
Crazy Hand.
There's Master Hand and Crazy Hand. I don't know what it is with Nintendo, but Nintendo loves when the final boss is just like floating hands for some reason. It's like tons of Nintendo games. There's floating hands. I don't really get it.
They love gloves.
Yeah, but I don't know. I liked it. I gave it a 3.5, which is way higher than it deserves, and I understand that. Yizer, what'd you give it, buddy?
I mean, I put a 2 down. I didn't even know what to. Like, what is? I didn't even know that was supposed to be a kid. I had nothing, but I just threw a 2 down. I really didn't have it.
Not really a story.
If this game just got a baseline 2 from you, what games have gotten 1s?
Oh God, there's only.
We can go through. I have a
couple of zeros on here, but
0.
I get a couple games.
Got a 2?
Yeah, because at least it let you play story mode. You know?
Oh, Paperboy, you gave a 1.5
for story.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you're just tossing papers.
Yeah, Paperboy.
Yeah, but I mean, you're working hard, man. You're trying to collect that paycheck, and then at the end of the day, all the hard day's work is done. You're going to do some sick jumps.
I'm feeling
obstacle course.
I'm feeling a 0 or a 0.5 here from
Mike. I mean, I didn't know 0 was possible.
0 is possible.
It's not even it's not a story. It's a concept. Like,
right.
It is a simple idea. I don't even know how you can like grade it on that, because I'll give it a 1. It's fine.
There you go.
All right.
You know what's funny is I think what happened is I didn't want to like bring the overall score down too bad with like it not having a story, and I was like, let's dig for something. Let's dig for some sort of substance, and there wasn't really any there, but I felt bad and I gave it a 3.5 because I had so much fun with it. All right, like I said, there's not really a story here. I do have a question though, Mike. When you played this game as a young adult kid thing, did you? There you go. Did you know who Ness was?
Yeah, from Earthbound. Yes, I did.
Okay, cool. So did you play Earthbound as a kid?
I did not, but I was very into the Nintendo Power. So
gotcha.
Those are all gone now too, which I bet those are worth a whole bunch of money now.
Some of them are worth a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, when your parents are like, you got to get rid of all this stuff. Cool. Thanks, Mom. There goes my future. So I knew about it, but no one ever had it when I was growing up.
Right. Yeah. I felt like one of the super special kids in school, not for the normal reason, but for the reason that I actually had Earthbound and I knew who Ness was, and nobody was like everybody was like, oh, I don't know who this weird.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Well, my mom used to buy like bargain bin games a lot, and so I think when Earthbound went into the bargain bin, she bought that one because it had a big fancy box and all this other stuff. So like it was pretty cool.
That's wild, because I was gonna say that thing turned into like
it's
a resale on that game is worth a ton of money, right?
Yeah, it goes for like thousands if you have the box and the manual and all that stuff. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
Yep, absolutely nuts. All right, so we went through story and everybody graded it appropriately. Nobody did anything crazy, which is awesome. All right, let's get into gameplay. Mike, I'll have you start first.
What's the maximum I can go? Can I go 5. 6 out of 5?
You can go 5. I'll put 6 in parentheses.
I will go 5. The mechanics were amazing. Everything was super responsive, and like as long as you were good at your inputs, like the game would do exactly what you wanted it to do.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I agree with all that. Now, as far as gameplay goes, did you like going through and like testing all the characters? Because I felt like testing all the characters was like the funnest part because they actually all played incredibly different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it got to I when you asked me to do the show and then you said this game, I had to do this game because I joke about the high score, but I literally believe in my, all of my being,
Yeah,
that at that time I was the best player possible.
yeah.
We unfortunately there was no tournaments that I could have gone to, at least that
No
I
way to
knew of,
tell.
where I was. But at that time the litmus test was we had our pocket, our crew of people, and so of course eventually people in our crew would end up playing other crews who would of course talk about how good they were and no one could beat them.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would send kids that's, I don't know why I said it that way, but like my buddies who would go play them and they would swamp them. And these were like not even necessarily the best kid in our circle because that was me. And so like
Right.
our worst, just all the time, our worst player would go beat every other crew that thought they were so good at the game.
Mm.
So that just fueled my arrogance of I am the best player. And then and I would be
I love this.
I would be the best player. It didn't matter what character I picked. Like that's how good I got at this game of,
Dang.
I'm just working people on their mains while I'm like Jigglypuff. It did not matter what character I was. I don't even remember what the question was, but I just wanted to talk about how good I am.
It was just gameplay, man. You knocked it out of the park, though. I did have another question, though. Did you know that Le'Veon Bell plays this competitively?
64?
Oh, wow.
Not 64. He plays like the newer versions. He plays as Mega Man. He's a Mega Man main.
Oh
no, I did not. I knew he was pretty into the whole Twitch and gaming stuff, but no, I didn't know he was a Smash player.
Yeah, he's a Mega Man main, which I feel like you don't see a lot. So I think that's super interesting. Yeah, sir. What about you? Would you give gameplay?
I'm right there at a 5 too. This game actually, it surprised me, dude, because usually when we go back and play 64 games, we're like extremely disappointed. And but not with this game, man. I actually was able to pick it up pretty quickly, and like I don't know, I think I did pretty well. Did you ever go back and see who won all of our matches?
I didn't yet. No, Jack will do that when he reviews the footage.
Right.
I'll just have him put the scorecard up on the video or whatever.
Nice.
But yeah, we played against each other as each character and to see who was better with each character. And I think it was
mirror
even,
matches.
Basically, yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
so I would be Fox, he would be Fox, whatever. I actually ended up switching to Fox when you said you were a Fox main, and I'm like, let me try out Fox a little bit because he's a character I've never tried for whatever reason, and I ended up beating. Because the whole thing, I was trying to unlock Ness, and you have to beat the game on medium without continuing, which I'm sure or I think I always say medium, but it's normal. Medium is like a shirt size or something. But I'm sure it's a simple feat for you, GOAT Fox player, but for me, it was I was struggling. yeah, I was struggling over here. It felt like a brand new game to me. I'm like, I haven't played this game in forever. I still gave it a 5 because it was super easy to pick up. Exactly what you were saying, Mike, where I felt like all the controls were perfect. It's very rare. I think that an N64 controller feels comfortable to the game. And this is one of the few occasions that it was perfectly built for this game. This Banjo-Kazooie are like the two occasions that I've found where it's like I've had zero issues with the controller at all. So yeah, gameplay, I felt like I absolutely crushed it. I had a ton of fun trying to go through doing all the break the targets because I find that in fighting games, I'm bored of them so quickly because it's like you get through the usually pretty short story and then it's just like, okay, I guess I could do that again with a different character and then that's my replayability. But this game does such a good job of having more unlockables and having just those little side things with the break the targets and the platforms and the racing and stuff like that. So all that stuff makes the game so much more fun than I anticipated it being. So yeah, definitely 5 out of 5 for gameplay for me. All right, let's go to visuals.
I was honestly, this surprised me a little bit too, because usually, again, we go back and play these N64 games and they usually look like shit, but it looked a lot better than I thought it was gonna. Like, again, not perfect. And the emulator we were playing on was a little,
Janky.
a little janky. That's a good word for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, I think I'm gonna go with a 3.5 here.
Okay. I went a little bit higher. I landed at a 4 out of 5. Yeah. For an N64 game, it's very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
N64 games have such a hard time aging well. It's just the early 3D graphics. It's not its fault. It's the same thing with PS1 games and other early 3D games. It's just the I guess that era, right? The early 3D. So like it just looks really, really rough. But no, I thought this looked great. The background looked great. The character, all the character models looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
I did have a little bit of a gripe with Luigi's overalls. They're purple in this game, and I thought that was super weird. I'm checking like other Mario game covers that I have, and I'm like, is this dude wearing purple pants? And I had no idea this whole time. And then so I actually like looked into it. I pulled up all this like the sprites of Luigi that any single game he's ever been in, which is too much, honestly, at that point. But and my favorite game of all time,
Luigi slander.
my favorite game of all time, Super Mario World. My guy's wearing purple pants. I don't know how I never noticed that. Yeah. So it's that game, and then Mario is missing on the Super Nintendo. That Super Nintendo era, he wears purple pants. This is the only game for the N64 that he wears purple pants. All the other Mario parties and Super Mario 64, when he's in that for a second, he wears just the normal blue overalls. And every game since then, he wears blue overalls. But yeah, I don't know. I had to look that up because it was driving me nuts seeing him in purple.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think my guess is they just wanted to do a really strong callback from Super Mario World, and then it also has to do with, I wonder if like because of how fast the game is, and just like the problem of blending into the background of if you put him in black. I mean, it's the like all the old I don't know how much NES games you guys have actually played.
We've played a few.
But back then, tons of characters who were supposed to be all black, like specifically, I don't know, Batman.
Yep.
He is purple. He's purple in the video game because they had to make him purple because the background is black.
And just disappear.
How many colors they had access to. You didn't have the shades of black. You just had black. So they had to figure out how to make things work. And so I wonder if that had something to do with it. But I'll give it what do you guys have any 64 games that hit a 5?
In visuals? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
We might have. The only one that I could think of would have been Banjo-Kazooie
or something. Oh, yeah.
The highest N64 game we gave out was 4.5 for Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
We haven't played Ocarina yet, though.
Good Lord. You guys do a retro video game podcast and you haven't talked about Ocarina of Time?
we haven't gotten there yet. No, it's tough because we don't want to play all the best ones like right off the rip.
Okay.
So
that's fair.
We did play Link to the Past though, and that one was amazing.
Yeah, because that's like it might be the best game ever made.
I think
I'm just gonna throw that out there. I'll go 4 though.
Yeah, Yizer has that one up there with Chrono Trigger, I think, as best games that we played so far.
Yeah.
Yizer, what did you give visuals?
What did I say? Where is it? Oh, 3.5.
3.5. That's not bad. I feel like that's on par for you hating N64 games typically.
Yeah, usually.
All right, let's move over to sound.
Sound, I wasn't really paying attention to much of the sound when we were playing. Like all the songs from all the other games, right?
That's true, which is why it got a high score for me.
Yeah, I give it a 4.
That's why it's a
Like,
5.
they're all good songs.
Oh, okay. So Mike gave it a 5, huh?
Yeah, it's a 5. Everything's great from from all sound effects, all the music from all the different games. Like they really, I guess it's part of gameplay, but it's just they really thought they did a great job capturing kind of just a small essence of each and every single one of the games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Right.
I think
If he swung me.
Would you say 4.5?
Give me 4.5.
There we go. There we
There you
go. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Mike. I gave it a 5. All the classic video game tracks are in here, and any of the sound effects are like they're spot on, and they all sound perfect. Nothing sounds annoying, which can definitely lower the sound grade for us. Some of those annoying sound effects. But no, I thought this game.
The sound of the home run bat haunts my dreams.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that one. The hammer little ditty is so good. It's also terrifying though. Yeah, I gave it a 5. The sound is amazing, and I think Smash Bros did a fantastic job of just like capturing something that no gamer had ever really seen up to that point. So this is how I'm going to transition to aged. So
okay. Well, I'll jump in. It's a 5 because this game is incredible.
It is,
and I just played it like within the last year. We were all able to get right back into it, and it was still as fun as it had ever been. And it just, I mean, I can play this game forever.
Now, I have a question. If you put it in front of your children, would they be able to play it? Would their attention span hold?
Maybe.
Because to me, that's
maybe a couple of them.
A lot of these games, I'll put in front of my 9-year-old daughter, and I'll say, "Play it," right, and see how long it can like hold her attention for, because she's used to like the newer Switch games and playing Fortnite with her friends and stuff like that. So if it can hold her attention for like more than 20 minutes, I'm like, game must have aged pretty well for a 9-year-old to be grasped, you know what I mean, to like continue to play it, because she's not playing it based on nostalgia. She's playing it for the very first time, and does she like it or not? For this one, she played it, and she played it for about 15 minutes or so, and then kind of just got bored of it. But I still gave it a 4.5. The reason why I ducked it half a point is actually because you don't really need to go back and play it, because there are better versions of it with like Ultimate and Melee. And I know Mike's going to hate this, but it's just my personal opinion that it's not the best Smash game ever made. I don't think you need to play it if you've never played a Smash game. However, it does stand really, really well on its own. And for an N64 game that stands really well on its own, this far away from release is just kind of amazing and unprecedented. So yeah, definitely gave it a 4.5. And like I was saying, for the time, Smash did something what no gamers have like ever seen before, where they mixed video games from all different, like they mixed characters from all different video games. Like this is very normal now. As we've talked about Fortnite quite a bit on the show so far, and Fortnite has us doing things we'd never thought of in a million years. You could have Billie Eilish driving a car with Master Chief, you know what I mean, sitting in the passenger seat, right, shooting at
listening to
from
Eminem.
Avatar. Yeah, listening to Eminem. Like it's just it's insane what you can do in Fortnite. So like I think that kind of takes away from just like how awesome this game was when it came out. Like it blew everybody's minds. I think Yizer even brought up like that commercial where you see like all the Nintendo characters.
Forget that commercial.
Yeah, skipping in the meadow and then just start beating the crap out of each other.
Oh yeah, happy together.
Yeah.
Song, yeah,
such a good commercial.
It was a genre inventing game.
100%.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So just for all that, it ages really, really well. Yizer, would you give it?
I gave it a 4.5 as well. Only, and I'm not gonna say you don't have to play it. That was messed up. But I just, first gen 3D graphics, they don't really do it for me all that often. So
right, I hear you. So you're saying it ages poorly just
That's the
upon
only knock I'm going to take off of it.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, I get that. All right. So I mean, overall, we're still looking pretty good here. I had the highest score on it overall at a 4.4 because of the story, obviously. Geyser came in at a 3.9. Mike came in at a 3.75, which I know that doesn't really reflect your true beliefs on the story.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
That's okay, you know.
It's just a story grade, you know what I mean? Which happens quite a bit. There's been plenty of games that we've loved to play. NFL Blitz, for example, right? That game
great
fun.
story.
doesn't really have much of a story. So and I felt bad. Looking back at NFL Blitz, it doesn't have a great score because of that. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna give it a 3.5. And if people want to yell at me, they can. I gave Super Mario World a 5 out of 5 in story. You know why? Because it's the best game ever made, and I don't care.
You know, it's how you feel. That's how you feel, dude.
It's how I feel, man. Real quick around the table, Geyser, would you recommend that people relive this game?
Yeah, sure. Why not? It was fun. It surprised me.
You were like on the spot, like thinking about that. I thought you had your answer prepped and everything, and he was like, not sure. Mike?
Well, yes, it's so good.
All right. So yeah, I mean, if you've never played any Smash game at all, yeah, I think it's worth going back and playing. However, I don't think it's necessary to play if you've played other Smashes. I will say though, it's a miles better than Brawl. I think that one's by far the worst one. If I were to rank them, I would say Ultimate's probably the best, then Melee, then this one, then the one for the Wii U and 3DS. That one wasn't great either. And then Brawl is definitely the worst one. But yeah, I mean, I would recommend playing it though. Even if you have played other Smashes, it's still very good. I had way more fun playing it than I thought. I thought it was going to feel a little old and dated, but it really didn't. So I definitely recommend going back.
Because it's got good mechanics.
It does, actually. It's way better mechanically than Brawl is. Brawl felt like I couldn't control my character at all, but that's just a problem I have with the Wii in general. I can't stand the Wii. It turned me off entirely to Nintendo. I'm so glad they went back to controllers. Drove me nuts. All right. Now's the time of the show where we get a retro recommendation from our guest. And Mike, if you have anything off the top of your head that you want to recommend us.
Sure. I would always recommend all the old point and click games. If you've never played them and if you've never heard of them, it's all story driven and puzzles that are usually solved with items you have found, and they're often very silly. So I'd highly recommend the Monkey Islands series. And
nice.
But if you hate sprite graphics, number one, your opinion is terrible. But
yeah, we don't. We love sprite graphics.
I would say Curse of Monkey Island it's such a good game. The voice acting is incredible. The story is so fun, and the graphics, it's as close to I mean, I guess Wind Waker is kind of this way, but like back when Dragon's Lair hit the arcade, which you guys are too young for that one.
I know Dragon's Lair.
but yeah, you know it. But of the dream of you're a video game, you're literally controlling a full cartoon.
Yep.
Where Dragon's Lair was kind of it's just timing. It's all quick time events. But like Curse of Monkey Island, it feels like you are playing a cartoon, and it's so much fun.
Cool.
That's awesome. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. And now we can get into what we're playing next week. So I'm going to hit the randomizer and next month. Yeah, sorry. We switched. We're not weekly anymore. We're just monthly. You guys are got to correct me on that every time. All right.
I think that's the first time.
Yeah. No, you corrected me on last month.
I'm sorry.
I saved it. All right, you ready? All right. This month we have a action adventure game developed by Radical Entertainment, released September 2003, which I understand this is your fall off point, Mike. You said you didn't game that much during this time.
2003, maybe. Well, I can't think of who Radical is, but I don't know. Give me a couple more clues so I can give it a rip.
This was a action adventure game based on a very popular TV show released on the Nintendo GameCube, the PC, the PlayStation 2, and the Xbox.
It's based off of a popular television show?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you guys ever have a guess?
Maybe.
Yeah, so it was based off of the longest running TV show of all time.
Okay. All right. Are we talking, action adventure? So
Yep.
is there driving?
There is driving. It's the
Okay,
main
hit and run?
Yep, it is. The Simpsons Hit and Run. Very nice. Good job, man. I'm excited to play this game. I played this one a little bit when I was a kid. I think we rented it from Blockbuster a couple times or whatever. It's basically Grand Theft Auto for The Simpsons, if I remember right.
Right.
Which we just got done playing Vice City a couple months ago, so it'll be interesting to compare.
It's fun to compare.
Brutal. There's no way that aged well.
It wasn't that bad, and surprisingly, you can play one on your phone, and that one actually handles really, really well and runs pretty well as well. Like it was awesome.
Pretty good.
It was awesome. And we have these little things called Razer Kishis, and you just plug them into your phone, and it's just
turns your phone into
Yeah.
an Xbox controller.
Yeah, you're essentially just
Yeah,
holding
I
a switch at that point.
I have I think they call it a backbone, something like that.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
What you guys should do for bonus homework is play Bart versus the Space Mutants and see if you can beat the first level.
Oh my God, we played that.
So bad.
Did you?
Yep, we played that one. I think season 1. I got to the 3rd level, and
Okay.
I didn't beat the first
Hey.
level, I don't think.
no, because you have to find all the
third
purple
level,
crap.
That's impressive.
I
Yeah, I
didn't know what I was doing.
You have to find like all the purple things. I think
Mhm.
that's one of Yzer's least rated games of all time.
It might be.
Like lowest rated, yeah.
Can't be worse than Superman, though.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Oh,
worse than
64?
Superman
Yeah.
64 was everybody's
Yeah,
worst rated game. That one was
That was
one was
awful.
trash. Yeah, absolutely terrible. But thank you again, man, for coming on. Super appreciative. Obviously, you're a busy man, especially draft stuff coming up. I hope for your sake that the Cardinals come to their senses and they just take who they should take at number 4.
We'll see.
But yeah, I hope you guys have a lot of success and a lot of fun covering the draft. I'm definitely going to be watching all the stuff that you guys have going on. And
Awesome. Thank you.
one last time, if you want to tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me again, Mike, from the Fantasy Footballers. The podcast is everywhere. If you want to find me on socials, I am at FF Hitman.
Very nice. Very nice.
All right.
All right. Thanks again, buddy. And we will see you guys next month with The Simpsons Hit and Run. Take care.
Peace.